In this video, I wanted to take a look at a really awesome Kakuka K16 e-bike that currently sells for about $500, but it offers a lot of features. The bike fits all age categories, and my dad loved riding the K16 a lot. Let's take a look at all the pros and cons of this little e-bike. As the name implies, this bike has 16-inch wheels that make it compact and easy to transport, and the weight of 18.8 kilograms makes it quite easy to carry if needed. The bike has a load capacity of 100 kilograms or 220 pounds, which is enough for me and for my dad, but may not be suitable for people over this weight limit. The build quality of the e-bike is very good. It uses premium materials and there are no assembly faults like with quite a few other e-bikes I've tested before. There are no squeaking or other sounds when riding the bike. I didn't need to adjust the brakes or do any other stuff. You simply take the K16 out of the box and start using it. More on riding experience in just a bit. The paint finish is also excellent. I like the matte color and these white stripes, but I'm not a huge fan of this massive Kakuka branding throughout the frame. The bike is IP54 certified, meaning that you may ride it in the rain. The 16-inch wheels have these nice rims, and I really like the color combination of the tires. The tires are 1.95-inch width and they are said to be puncture-proof, anti-skid and wear-resistant. After about 1 month of using the bike, they still look pretty much new, but I use the bike mainly on the asphalt. I also like the fact that the bike has fenders on the front and back, and they are made of quality plastic. The K16 is powered by a 250 watts rear hub motor and it uses disc brakes on the back and front. Unfortunately, there are no gears, but this is the case with the majority of e-bikes in this category. The seat post can be adjusted to your height. The seat could be a bit more cushy, but it's still quite comfortable to sit on. This is not a fully foldable bike, but you can fold the handlebar post to save space while transporting or storing the bike. The handlebar post height is not adjustable, but I found the height to be comfortable to me. My height is around 170 centimeters, but it should be fine for taller riders too. On the front, we have an electric light, which is bright enough for illuminating the road at night. However, there is no rear light on the back, just a simple reflector. The company used a simple yet effective solution for cable management. If you don't like the design of this fabric, you can simply take it off by using the zipper. In order to start riding the bike, you need to turn on the computer, which allows you to control the bike and see quite a lot of information. You can choose from 3 different riding modes. 0 means classic mode where the electric motor is turned off. The pedal assistance mode kicks in when you're pedaling, and pure electric mode does what it says, twist the throttle and go without pedaling. You can choose electric power gears from 1 to 5. The LCD display also shows the juice left in the battery, odometer, trip, voltage and time. You can also check the average and the maximum speed, and last but not least, you can see the actual speed of the bike in real time. This is one of the most advanced bike computers in this price range, and it also has a nice backlight so you can see it in low light. Just below the LCD, there is a USB port for charging your phone or other devices. The riding experience is really good. First of all, the bike has a very impressive torque, which leads to a quick electric start. The throttle is very sensitive and there is a button below it that allows you to turn it on or off to prevent accidental throttle twists. Very useful if you want to give the bike to a kid or an amateur rider. The maximum speed is 25 km per hour, and when you reach it, the electric motor turns off. If you're riding downhill, you can reach faster speeds. My record is 45 km per hour, and while the speed is not recommended for a tiny bike like this, I found the K16 to be stable. The handles are very comfortable to hold on to and not slippery. The brakes are very effective and there is almost no sound when braking. I didn't measure the exact braking distance, but I always felt confident. Overall, the riding experience is great. The saddle is pretty comfortable to sit on, the bike feels safe and stable, and you have quite a few options to control the power or turn off the motor completely. The range really varies on riding conditions. I could get about 35 kilometers on a pedal assist mode, which is not the best but pretty standard result in this budget category and size of the e-bikes. You can increase the range by pedaling more and decrease it quite a bit if you use the bike in pure electric mode. In the latter mode, expect to get about 20 kilometers on a single charge. Speaking of charging, 36 volts 7.5 amps battery is unfortunately not removable. It takes about 4 hours to fully charge the battery with a supply charger. Overall, the Kakuka K16 is a really nice city bike. The only shortcomings I could mention: I'm not a big fan of this massive Kakuka branding throughout the frame and there is no electric rear light. Other than that, the K16 looks nice, the build quality is very good, the LCD display shows you a lot of information, and the riding experience is great. All things considered, the Kakuka K16 is a very good compact e-bike that offers a lot of value for the price. What do you think about this e-bike? Would you buy this one or would you choose another option? As always, like the video if you liked it, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, it was Linus, thank you for watching and see you soon.